Hey everyone, this is Will, one of the hosts for the Race Podcast. Make sure you guys stay till the end of the show for important updates and announcements. I'll see you guys in the episode. Welcome to today's show. I'm Will.
I'm Noah.
And we're your hosts of the Race Podcast. For every episode, we're going to pray. So Noah, you want to lead us to that?
Yes, I would love to. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for just this time, this opportunity you've given us, God. Thank you for just the materials and the desire to do this, Lord. I pray that today you will just guide our hearts, God. Give us peace. Guide our words, God. Would you just use me and Will in any way that you have, God. Pray that you'll just bless this day and bless this time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Cool.
All right. While we're here,
Let's do it.
I'm not gonna say a long time in the making because this was like
2 weeks of us talking.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we were like, all right, let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came together quickly.
It did. Yeah.
Thankfully, Will has a lot of the stuff, and
we really threw things together. Drove 45 minutes for that microphone right there.
Yes, had to pick up a few things.
It was a gated residence.
It was very weird. It was sketchy. It was sketchy.
It was a nice part of town.
So yeah, all right. So every episode we're gonna open with like a question. So it'll be either like fun or serious, and then we'll kind of just build off of that. It'll be blind questions. So like I'm gonna ask Will a question. He has no idea what the question is.
Nope.
It's kind of just like come up off the top of your head, see what happens. Okay. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's freaking do it.
Okay. Go.
I'm asking you mine first.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What's a hill you're willing to die on that absolutely makes no sense? Like something you will fight to the death for, like in an argument that,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
like I would probably disagree with, or the general population would.
Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, that's just not.
No, that's genuinely true.
No. Say your reasoning.
No, that's genuinely true.
No, you can't just say that.
He's gotten injured 4 times. He's come back. 3 of those times has been gotten comeback player of the year. He had 2 MVPs. All those stats.
He's the best quarterback in the league currently, is what you're saying.
I'll say he's top 5 currently.
Top 5 currently. Okay, I feel like top 5 isn't like insane.
Okay, that's a hill I will die on
though.
Yes, that's
Wow.
out of all of them.
Wow. Okay. You don't have a ranking like in that top 5? It's just like top 5.
I'd probably say 3.
3?
Yeah.
Who's before him?
I don't know. I mean, Sam Darnold's playing pretty well right now. Actually, I probably have Josh Allen. I'll have Sam Darnold at 4. I'll have Joe Burrow at 3. 2, I don't know. Lamar Jackson's good. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think through teams. 5, I would probably put. I don't even know. Who would you put at your 5?
My 5? I feel like
I could have Drake May in my 5.
ooh.
I feel like that's not even crazy. I mean,
Yeah, right now.
yeah, playoffs.
I feel like the season he's had has been really good.
Yeah, he's been good. 2, dude, I don't even know. Okay, actually, no. Sorry, let me change. I'll put Sam Darnold 2, Josh Allen 1, Burrow 3.
Yeah.
4, I'll have Darnold.
Wait, you had Darnold at 2 and 4.
Okay, cut this. 1 is Josh Allen.
Okay.
2 is Darnold.
Okay.
3 is Burrow. 4 is Bo Nix. 5 is Drake May.
Wow.
That's who I'd say.
It's a young roster.
It's the young guys, man.
I have a different.
Honorable mention, I'd have Lamar Jackson.
I have Trevor Lawrence in my top 5.
What?
The Jags had an incredible season.
Okay. Actually, that's true. He did. Honorable mention, yeah.
Honorable
Lawrence is
mention.
good. Yeah.
Trevor
All
Lawrence.
right.
All right. Shoot.
Okay, sorry. That took a little bit longer than it should have. Anyway, so, Will,
Yes.
your question is, if you could take back one moment in high school, what would it be? And this is what I mean by that. Let me explain. I feel like both of us have had a lot of moments where
Both of us know which one you want me to answer.
I don't
for this
know. I don't really.
One thing I would want to take back. I do.
Okay. Let me explain a little bit though. Like one time where we were like, all right, like I'm so tough, and now it's like you're looking back and you're like, all right, what was I doing?
I've got a story for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So, my freshman year of high school, first semester, I was like new to the school, didn't really know anybody, but all my friends were in drama class, right? And I was like, dude, I gotta join drama. Like that was like the cool thing. at our school was drama, right? And if you were in drama class, you were the talk of the town. So I was like, I got to get in this. So I joined my second semester of freshman year, made a decent sized role for like a freshman. I had some ups and downs in there. We would give push-ups for punishments, and seniors would gaslight me into doing something like funny, but ended up just getting me push-ups. But anyways, I got this role as a like detective, and I basically go into this house and I have to look for like evidence or whatever. So it's the day of our dress rehearsal, and I'm so nervous, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to do good. I know there's like, I look up to the drama teacher. I look up to all the seniors in our class. I'm like, I want to impress them.
Right.
So before the show, I go up to my drama teacher and I'm like, hey, I have this funny idea. I'm going to go on stage, and I rummage through like this trash can. I was like, what if I just took the trash can and just dumped it on my head? And I was like, this would be so funny. Like, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to walk up on stage. I'll dump it on my head like I'm looking through it. And he's like, that's a great idea. He's like, do that. So I was like, okay, perfect. So the dress rehearsal goes, I go. First thing I do on stage is I like look through this desk, then I go over to the trash can and I dump it on my head. And I don't even remember if I got a laugh, like a couple laughs from that, or if it was just like radio silence from the audience. But there was only like 20 people there for the dress rehearsal. So we're in feedback, which is like after the show, we're getting like notes on things we could change before our performance. And everybody at the dress rehearsal is there. So everybody that watched the show, all the directors, all the people that I look up to are there sitting in that room. Our drama teacher's like, okay, and kind of moving on to this scene, Will, you enter. Whose idea was it to have him dump the trash on his head? And
Bro.
I was like, oh, he's prompting me to be like confident in myself.
Yeah.
Like, that was me.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, that was stupid. Don't do it. And I just remember sitting there, the most embarrassed I've ever been, because I thought I was like cool. I thought it was like the cool
you were
thing
like trying to prove yourself in front of all these people, and he said he was fine,
was
and then
just
okay,
not
all right, that's a good
cool
one.
thing to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have a lot of regrettable things from high school. I think it was an interesting period in my life for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it is interesting looking back. We're not even like that far out of high school, but like looking back is just interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. I think it would be good to get into our testimony a little bit.
Yeah.
I think our heart is just like we just want to explain ourselves, kind of like let you guys know why we're here, what we're doing.
Yeah. Where our heart's at too.
Yeah.
Like what we want this to be.
Yeah. So yeah, well, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I'll kind of start. So, yeah, I've grown up in a Christian home. Like, both my parents are very involved in the church, and yeah, Christianity has always been something that I've been surrounded with. And I think a lot of times it's easy to make that think it's your faith, but it's really not. You know?
Right.
And that was kind of how I grew up, was going to church every Sunday, doing the youth group things, doing the camps, doing the mission trips, and kind of just going through the motions of it. But I never really realized that how much my personal relationship with God matters until I think it was like our 8th grade summer camp. It was COVID, so we had to do it at church, and they had like, it was like only at night or something. It was weird. I just remember talking to my cabin leaders. I was like, I always do this thing where I go through the motions, I do all the steps, but I feel like so lost at the same time.
Yeah.
And they kind of walked me through like, what that means, and what a personal relationship looks like. And then, I was very, very like strong on that going through into high school. And I think my freshman and sophomore year, it was really good. My relationship with God, I definitely felt it was growing a lot, and it was strong. It was grounded. And then, part of, the race of like being a believer is that there's so many ups and downs. There's so many times in the race where it's like, it's so hard, and you're trying to catch your breath. You're still pushing, you're pumping your arms, your legs feel tired, and it's just like, you got to keep going. And I felt like my senior year of high school, it was really hard. And I just kind of like, not gave up, but like,
right.
I was definitely not keeping the pace, that I wanted to. And there wasn't really a switch of the flip of the switch, sorry. But it was more of like just God, like last year, was very gracious to me by giving me lots of lessons to learn. And like, there was like a lot of big things that happened. And kind of just the last like year and a half where it's like he's showing me, hey, run to me. You're seeking the world, like run to me.
Yeah.
And he keeps having these big things happen, and I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna run to him. I'm gonna run to him. And it wasn't really until, you know, like a couple months ago I realized that, wow, like I'm not really running the race that I want to.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And there's a lot of things that need to change. And I think now, like, my relationship with God is now the most meaningful.
Yeah.
And now the most genuine, because I realize it's really not about, do I read my Bible every morning? Do I pray? It's about, who do I see God as? Do I see him as my father?
Yeah.
Or do I see him as like someone I have to appease by doing these tasks?
Right. That's good.
And I think that switch has been just been awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this podcast is so meaningful to us.
Yeah.
Is because we see that in ourselves, like that step-by-step, like works-based kind of faith. And we're like, that's not how it works. You know? And yeah. So I think that's kind of my testimony in short.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hear yours.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, what I'd say is like there's so many people who go through that, and like again, like we'll get into it later, but like that's like the heart.
Yeah.
Is like
really
is literally the race, the third lap, the fourth lap. Can you finish? Do you have the endurance? Yeah. So anyway, that's good though. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I think for me, very similar. Group Christian home. Yeah. Like went through the motions. Obviously, like I think 5th and 6th grade, I thought I had like a relationship with God, which like I would say I did. Like I was a Christian. 7th grade, my parents got divorced, and it was just like a weird time. I was literally between 3 different schools up until high school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like every year of middle school I was in a different school, and then high school went back to a different one. So yeah, just a really weird time. 8th grade, obviously, like trying to figure out yourself how to navigate the situation. I was very thankful for, like my youth pastor, like just pouring into me and giving me wisdom and discipling me through high school. And like, yeah, so that was huge. But yeah, 8th grade was kind of weird. Freshman year, sophomore year, I think is similar. Well, I think would be the opposite. Is like I would call myself Christian, but I wasn't like going through the motions. Ended up getting injured playing baseball, and it was kind of like, I don't know, just like in a weird headspace, just like full of pride and like arrogance, and like in my head about just like a lot of things, and it was just like really weird headspace, like literally, I don't even know how to like describe it, but just not close with God. Thought that like me reading my Bible every day would be like that's like me getting closer to God, but it wasn't. Then I'd say junior year, I was like, okay, I need to like change something. I think God started working on me there, and then I started playing like guitar and like doing worship and all that stuff. And I like didn't really I like wanted to lead worship. I started doing it at my church, and then I was like, okay, I can't really like have like be at school one way and then be on stage leading worship in another way, right?
Yeah.
And so senior year, I really wanted to like join the worship team. Even junior year at school, I wanted to, but it was like I was afraid, like, because at our school, it was like it felt like you would get judged, like you were very like things were very judgmental, and everyone was always looking at you in some way. And so I was like just scared, and then I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna do it, like frick it, like whatever. So senior year, I joined the worship team at school. It was the best decision of my life. I think that truly opened the door for me to grow in my like relationship with Christ. I wasn't scared to be a Christian. I was learning what it meant to like actually worship God. And now we're here. And it's been good. I think similar to you, I think now is like the truest relationship I've had with Christ. He's just grown me so much, literally, since we've gotten to the big GCU.
Yes.
The big letters.
Yeah.
Finding your purpose.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'd say to that.
Yeah. So, I think that's really cool. And like, just how powerful worship is, not only because it's like a big moment where you like really feel God's presence, but also like you see in singing those, you really think about his characteristics, who he is as a person, you know, and as like someone that cares about us. And it's just like easier to run to him. Yeah. I guess when
it's good.
That happens. But yeah, that's great. I think that really, flows into, like our heart behind what we want to do here.
Yeah.
I think, and you obviously would agree, I think like the biggest thing we want for this podcast is not for us to be like preaching or like talking to our audience as a like pastor would, or like someone that's in a teaching position.
Right.
Like,
because like genuinely, like, we're just normal people. We're dudes. Like some people who are watching this, like they know us, right? Like
if you guys know us, you know we are not qualified at all to be in a teaching position whatsoever.
And this is us. Yeah. And we're here, and we just felt a call. I would say it was
I feel like. Well, actually, I mean, I guess we could tell the story of like how like we thought of this, because
that's actually what I had in here. Did
you have that written down?
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Anyway, that's good. Yeah, I think.
Do you want to share that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. So Noah and I've always done running as a sport.
Right.
You in high school.
I just did it senior year.
Yeah. And we we love running.
Right.
You know, and we kind of like run at school. We'll literally just go around campus. I mean, if you know GCU, it's a closed campus. So we can
get a good loop in, a little 20-minute loop.
We get a nice. We've done like 35. Yeah. Which that one is like.
So you gotta stretch it. Yeah. You gotta work.
It's a mental game.
Ins and outs.
The same thing.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Yeah. But we would kind of just run and like naturally have these very, very deep conversations. And it's kind of like our time. I feel like it's kind of like a time where like there's not distractions. There's not us with a big group of friends. There's not us with doing something like an activity like basketball or something. I mean, we're obviously running, but it's just like we're talking to each other. Yeah. And it's kind of
literally just, it's me and Will, and we're trying not to focus on how bad it hurts.
Yeah.
Like
how bad our legs hurt. And it's just, we would have such these like deep conversations. I'm like, why don't we like share this with people? You know? Why don't we? Yeah. And that's kind of like the key like word I put in here is like, we're walking alongside our audience, because we're running this race just the same as you are. Right.
Yeah.
But we're just, you know, we kind of like, we feel like kind of the call to talk about it on a platform.
Yeah.
You know?
And I would say like something that Will brought up multiple times is like, yes, we're not, or when we're on these runs is like, yeah, it'd be great to like come alongside people literally just to like give encouragement and like whatever, but also to have like, see this like growth of like, hey, we're here at this stage in life, right? How cool would it be to show our kids, like, this is what we did.
Yeah,
like, look at this.
We talked about that.
And then it's like, also like just even like where we're at, like this is like there's a timestamp on this video. There's a timestamp on the hour and the date. It's like we're gonna look back and be like, all right, this is where I was with God in this moment, and this is how I was as a man, especially, and like this is like 2 years down the road. Yeah, who knows how long we're gonna do this, right? But like we're gonna look back and be like, wow, like how have I grown?
Exactly.
What was I going through in that moment, right? So
and it's gonna be cool. Yeah, something for me that I feel like I talked about a lot was kind of like a digital journal. Yeah. And like showing my kids. A lot of you like I don't know how my dad was like when he was 18, 19. Yeah. Like I don't know. Yeah. You know, like was he, you know, the same way we are, where we're figuring out, you know, okay, it's time to lock in. We're not kids anymore. Yeah. What does it look like to be a man? Yeah. And then there's not really like a recording of that. Right. And I think this will just be cool to kind of show that lesson to people, right? And I think, right now where we're starting at isn't going to be the same people we are 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, 2 years, you know? I think that's just, it's a cool opportunity. Yeah. And that's, I think like another thing too is just, we just want to be like very like vulnerable and like intentional with our audience, because it's like, if we're kind of putting on the show of like, oh, everything's perfect for me right now because my relationship with God is this strong. Like it's not like, we have our struggles, our sins, you know, our pride that runs rampant in our lives. And like, it's like, we're trying to control that and conquer that sin the same as everybody else. We're not perfect in that. Yeah. And so.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, another thing I have in here is like, it's accountability. Like we're going to look back and we're gonna be like, all right, like this is where we are in life. Like who was holding me accountable? I can look back in this podcast and hold myself accountable. Yeah. But I don't know. I think the other thing is like, we want to encourage others, and we want like we'll literally come on here. We want you guys to interact with us, so we want you guys to like ask questions and like be like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Like obviously that's like, I'm not just trying to sound like every other podcast, that's what everyone else wants, but like genuinely, like there's no other way.
Like we don't have like we don't have a long-term plan of like content, or we don't have like a long-term plan of like guests that we have on the podcast. It's literally just us talking. Yeah. So
and like we have people down here who is like obviously like we would want to have on and we'd want to talk with us and whatever, but it's like we also want to hear what you guys have questions on, like even like in our lives. Hey, what did you guys go through this week? What have you learned about this?
Yeah.
How is GCU, right? Like just stuff like that. So literally, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like, I guess the big overarching theme is, yeah, like Will said, we don't have 10 episodes planned out. We're going to go like day by day and kind of as we go. But we want to be, vulnerable, open, literally like if we could have a plan and then something pops up and it's like, all right, frick it, we're going to screw it.
Yeah, we're going to do something
whatever,
different. Yeah. And if like you have, when you guys ask questions or, have comments on like our videos, like there'll be a type form in our link tree on our Instagram. You can like put anything you want in. I think that, we'll give our best advice, but it's also not, our best advice could be awful. Horrible advice.
Yeah, and so it's not even right at all.
If we say something stupid, just be like, take it with a grain of salt. But we genuinely just want to encourage others in this race, because I think another thing for me too is I see, especially as men, it's very easy to isolate yourself when you're not necessarily struggling with sin, but just like your battle with like just everything going on in life, especially as you grow up, it's easier to isolate yourself, right? Yeah. Like, I think, as we grow up, our relationships change with like our friends. Yeah. We lose people, we add people, and it's like, who do we run to when things are going bad, right? Yeah. And
I'd say a lot of things is like men are called to lead, and so, which obviously is true, and so that comes with, or like there's like this like stigma of like, oh, okay, I'm called to lead, I can't show any emotion, I have to be strong, I have to be like grounded, all this stuff, which is true. Yes. But that doesn't mean you can't show emotion. It doesn't mean you can't be human, right? So I think that's like, we want to touch on that a lot, and just like, okay, here's our struggle, here's what I've gone through. Again, we're 19, but like, it's like this is the best advice we can give. And this is what we've learned, and I feel like both of us have had a lot of counsel and like wisdom in our life, and so not that we know everything, but I feel like we know a good amount. We could talk about
most of what we say is just stuff we've learned from the Lord just blessing us with good counsel. I feel like more than most people have, which is just a blessing, but also a moment in my life where I realized like, wow, I kind of just neglected a lot of that. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
And I think on the flip side of like what you first said, I think too, like it's easy to also just like run to your emotions and like constantly have and use your emotions almost as your identity,
as an excuse as well.
As an excuse to do things. And I think that can also be dangerous, because it's finding the balance of, as a man, how do we lead like our families, right? Like eventually down the road, but how do we be men of God, but also at the same time balance our emotions, right? Yeah. Because if we stuff them all down, they're going to come out eventually. Yeah. But if we just let them control us, then we make dumb decisions. We don't think rationally, and So, I think that's all like really, really good. I don't really have anything else along with like the heart behind the podcast. I'm just really excited for the next however long we do this. Yeah. I'm praying that the Lord, shows us that this is something that we should do, opens doors for different possibilities. Prayer from like even you guys, like as our audience, about just what we say on the podcast. Like, it's dangerous too, because you could say something like completely dumb, insane, and just like you
get clipped and then it's over.
Exactly, and then it's over. But just just for like wisdom in this and that. We just really want the Lord to speak through us and not have it be ourselves just blabbing. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't really matter what we say. It's really just about what the Lord has for us and what the Lord says in His Word to do about becoming better people and running this race.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously we've titled the entire podcast theme is The Race. We've kind of mentioned a lot. Obviously, it's like, what does the race mean? The race of life. Talk about what's the verse? 1 Corinthians.
Hebrews 12:1.
Oh yeah, Hebrews 12:1. Yeah.
You can read. So, we can kind of, I'll just open that.
Yeah. So as he's finding that, it's like, we want to, I'd say kind of use that as like our staple verse, right? Yeah. And like, what do we mean by the race? Well, there's like the race of life that everyone goes through, and I think since we both ran, like that's kind of how everything happened.
It's kind of like we both ran in high school. We're both.
Well, and we're on these runs.
We're on these runs talking.
And we're talking about running the race. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so it was literally just kind of like, okay, boom, 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 boom. All these things lined up. And so why don't you go ahead and read.
Yeah, this is just really like all we said about the heart of the podcast. I feel like dwindles down to just this one verse.
Yeah.
And so Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily hinders our progress. And let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. And I'll just verse 2 is good too. Like, we do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, on whom our faith depends from start to finish. He was willing to die a shameful death on the cross because of the joy he knew would be his afterward. Now he is seated at the highest honor beside God's throne in heaven. Yeah, I think that's really good. That part about running, or we keep our eyes on Jesus, whom our faith depends on from the start of our race to the finish of our race. What does that entail? That's that third lap. That's the hardest stretch,
Yeah.
And I really think that's what we're running right now.
Yeah.
I think as you become an adult, it's and this is coming from an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But I think as you become an adult, it's pretty, you have more responsibility and there's more things in life you have to, take care of. And I think that's harder, than just being a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's that third and fourth lap where it's you really have to go all out or you're not going to finish well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I literally, every time I go home, I'm everyone's how's college? How's finding a job? All that. I'm yeah, no, it's good. I'm just making a life-changing decision every day.
Yeah,
but
yes.
So yeah, it's good. It's definitely good to have that reminder of keeping Jesus at the center.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, so that's back full circle is we're going to use a lot of track analogies.
Yes.
Cross-country analogies.
Running.
Running just in general.
Yeah.
And so we'll try the best to explain it for our non-runners.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's kind of what I have there.
Yeah. I think something to help you guys keep track with us is just, make sure to follow the socials, right? We got an Instagram up.
Yeah.
Just look up the Race Podcast. You probably have a mutual following it if you're this is our first episode. So
yeah.
I think most of our audience is people we know.
Yeah.
And there'll be episodes every Friday. So our goal is to drop an episode every Friday. If we do something special down the road, it might be a different drop date. But as of now, it's planned for every Friday. We'll drop an episode.
Yeah.
And then if you have questions or suggestions for the podcast, suggestions is kind of a broad thing. I would even say if it's suggestions on a segment that we should add to the podcast, or a suggestion on, maybe we should change the wallpaper on the TV.
Yeah.
Or that plant looks funny. Just really anything.
Stuff like that. Yeah. The other thing I would say is this is literally our first episode.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And
I've never done a podcast.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. For those who know, Schultz Unfiltered, shameless plug.
Oh, yeah. This dude's experienced.
We are in a very exquisite studio and it's super high end.
It's my dorm
Will's
room.
dorm room. Yeah.
This is not high end.
So we're just gonna put that out there. If you hear anything, Luke in his room or someone
banging on a door, or
something
or
whatever
outside.
That's real. We're not
unfiltered.
Yeah. So yeah, but literally our first podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Literally questions, comments, concerns,
anything.
Yeah, throw it in that form.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed listening today, make sure to leave us a comment and share with someone who you think would also enjoy. We're super excited to get going.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Stay connected, and we'll be back next week. So until then,
keep your eyes forward.
Stay disciplined.
And run your race well.
We'll see you next week.